Is this where we'll be heading to? This is the paranoia coming out from Germany. The Solz government wants to ban car traffic on weekends. In the context of the madness about climate change, increasingly undemocratic solutions are invented. The German Federal Ministry of Transport has issued a paranoid warning of a weekend car ban to reduce transport emissions below agreed limits. Of course, this is an anti-democratic perspective which, if implemented, will be followed as an example by the rest of the European governments, as well as, all the European member states, allegedly for our own good. The climate change frenzy has given governments the right to take anti-democratic measures only befitting totalitarian regimes, it appears. For a maneuver by Minister Volker Wissing, FDP, in order to distract attention from his failures, quote-unquote, the environmental organization Greenpeace blames it, while the Greens also reject the proposal as they know that the elections will be held soon, September 2025, hence just over a year away. More specifically, newspaper Bild revealed to the leaders of the Bundestag parliamentary groups that the transport minister, referring to the months-long debate on climate legislation, points out that, quote, the fact that this legislation has not yet come into force causes significant legal and practical uncertainty which serves neither the climate nor the reputation of the government, end quote. He even warns that if this does not happen by mid-July, he will have to react with a car ban, as he claims this is the only way to reduce emissions in this sector. Quote, this claim is simply false. The minister should not cause unfounded concern to citizens, end quote. Greens parliamentary group Vice President Julia Ferlinden told the German newspaper agency DPA. Already the popularity of the Solz government is literally at rock bottom, and estimates indicate that if elections were held at this time, the collapse of the SPD and the Greens would be of very large proportions. However, even if this probably profoundly illiberal subway is not implemented, the mere fact that it was presented as a solution means a lot for the immediate future of all countries in the West. The environmental organization Greenpeace interprets the threat of the transport minister as, quote, an attempt to distract attention from the mistakes of his own policy, end quote. The minister is shamelessly and opaquely trying to turn the consequences of his own failure into political pressure, the organization's head of traffic, Clara Thompson, said, pointing out that Mr. Wissing has been blocking any protection measure for 2 years of the climate related to road traffic and is now drawing horror scenarios on the wall so that he does not have to do anything. Greenpeace focuses its attention mainly on the expansion and modernization of public transport and rail connections. The transport sector has repeatedly exceeded existing carbon emission limits, and on Monday, the panel of climate experts is expected to confirm the problem, pointing out that the Transport Ministry must immediately present a plan to get the sector back on track, achieving the goals, report the German public television ARD. And according to the current rules, exhaust gas emissions should be reduced by 65% compared to 1990 by the year 2030. And this, to be translated correctly in the consciousness of all citizens, means a very big setback in their standard of living, so big that it cannot be tolerated. And this is from Pro News. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. I guess people will have to take up riding bicycles or jogging or walking. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.